Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pride Chronicles. I'm your host, Kiki, and today I will be discussing forgiveness. As I continue on my healing journey, forgiveness has come up for me several times throughout. And what I've realized is I need to understand what forgiveness even is. Forgiveness is the act of intentionally releasing feelings of resentment or anger towards someone who has harmed you. It involves a voluntary change in your feelings, attitude, and behavior. And it doesn't mean accepting what happened or ceasing to be angry either. Forgiveness also involves expressing compassion and generosity towards the person who has wronged you. That's a mouthful, right? Forgiveness takes a lot of strength to be able to follow through with the change in your feelings and attitude and behavior. Because oftentimes we harbor those feelings of resentment and it manifests in our reality, right? And sometimes it can show up in other spaces that you don't intend for them to show up. Psychologists generally define forgiveness as conscious, deliberate discussion to release feelings of resentment or vengeance towards a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they deserve your forgiveness or not. Forgiveness can help to repair damaged friendships, but it doesn't obligate you to reconcile with the person who has harmed you. Forgiveness can mean different things to different people. Forgiveness for me just means that I relinquish all the hurt and I take my power back. I don't allow this situation to have power over me anymore. And forgiveness is definitely a freeing thing when you are actually able to do it. For me, it took a long time for me to forgive people in my life. I wanted to blame, I wanted to play the victim, I wanted to just hold on to that hurt because it gave me an excuse to feel the way that I was feeling. Depression, anxiety, anger. I just felt like I had permission to feel that way because of the things that happened in my life. But throughout the past couple of years, I've learned that I have to release these feelings and truly forgive. And that has helped me on my journey in healing my inner child in a lot of relationships throughout the time of my life. Forgiveness is important for my mental health. And I will say that I feel better. I feel lighter. It's been an awesome thing to forgive. And I wish that I've done it sooner. But now that I'm here, I'm thankful that I was able to get to this place. One of the hardest things that I had to learn about forgiveness was forgiving myself. I felt a lot of negative feelings like shame, guilt, resentment, and anger towards myself for the choices that I made in my life, especially the most recent choices that I've made in my life. And I'll get into more detail on that in later episodes. But I felt a lot of guilt and I've harbored a lot of negative feelings about some of the decisions that I've made. And I realized that I had to forgive myself. and I have to choose me. I have to pour into me. I have to make sure that I'm good before I can take care of anybody in my life. It helped me to move on from the feelings that I was feeling. Now I practice self-love, self-kindness, self-compassion, and I practice grace. I give myself grace to know that it's okay. You're not going to be perfect. Everything will be okay. So that is some of the things that I wanted to talk about today as far as forgiveness. What are your thoughts on forgiveness? How has forgiveness impacted your life? How has not forgiving someone impacted your life? How do you move on from forgiveness? I'll leave those questions with you for today. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploring the power of forgiveness. I hope you found inspiration and insight in today's episode. Remember, forgiveness is not always easy, but it's incredibly powerful. Whether you're forgiving others or yourself, embracing forgiveness can lead to healing, growth, and a renewed sense of peace. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to my podcast and leaving me a review. Your feedback helps me to continue to create podcast episodes that resonate with you. Join me next time for another episode of Pride Chronicles. Until then, may you find the courage to forgive and the freedom to move forward. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. Keep seeking knowledge, keep asking questions, and keep listening. Until next time, bye!